Hi, my name is Leslie, and I am the founder of Be Like the Willow. And today I am meeting with Rob, Lila's dad, and he has he is one of three that have the Sad Dads Club. And we have been chatting for the past um, little chunk of time about all the things that they are doing and their mission. And we are going to share a little bit about all of the great things that they are doing. So I'm just going to do question and answer, and then there'll be more things posted in the blog and on the website and resources that people can check out and learn, read articles and things like that of just how awesome you all are. So, very first thing is, what year were you established?
We were established, I should say, we officially launched on the World Wide Web March 1st, 2022. However, we were conceptualized a few years before that, and we officially became a nonprofit 501(c)(3) April of 2023.
And where are you located?
Chris, Jay, and I, who are the three co-founders, are located in the southern Maine region. However, we have members and lost dads that engage with our community all over the country and beyond that, all over the world.
What is your biggest goal this calendar year? How do you plan to expand?
Biggest goal this calendar year, I would say, would be to launch our fundraising campaign that is primarily focused on removing the logistical and financial barriers to professional mental health services for lost dads and their families.
And if you had to pinpoint one or two things that you would like to share with somebody here in Ohio, what would be the two things that you guys do?
I think the best thing right now that someone could do, or one of the main offerings that we have that I think has become popular and effective, is our Sad Dads open hours, which occur every Thursday night on Zoom at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. Those are wonderful because, again, hosting it through Zoom allows us to reach all over the globe. We have no limitations in terms of who can join as long as they're in a reasonable time zone for now. So the Sad Dads open hour, Thursday nights, 8:30 p.m. Eastern. All of our virtual offerings are always free. And a step beyond that, I would say that whomever comes to our Sad Dads open hours gets access then to our private Discord channel. Discord is a free app, and on there we have a Sad Dads Club channel that has all sorts of different conversations going on that are organized by different sub channels. So we have things that are related to loss, such as careers after loss, relationships after loss, intimacy after loss, pregnancy after loss. And then we have just life and social sub channels that cover things like sports, movie recommendations, book recommendations, at home projects, things that dads are into separate and apart from their loss. Obviously, loss always comes up, or often comes up in conversation, but we kind of cover it all in the Discord channel, and it's a 24/7 way to stay connected to other lost dads.
Which is very important because whenever you are able to meet other people who have walked a similar path, even if it's not the exact same, because nobody's is the exact same, but you can you have that thing in common, not something you would ever want in common, but you have that thing in common, like you were saying. And so that um, it just automatically starts you off in a relationship with this person that you've never met before, and you already kind of understand what they're feeling and what they're going through. So that's very, very important. And I was telling you earlier that I think it's so incredibly important for there to be a channel, a social media outlet of Zoom, anything, virtually or in person, for dads specifically. And I think it's just, I can't say enough nice things about you guys. The story that you shared about how you met, can you share a little bit about that, and then also a little bit about Lila?
Absolutely. Jay and his wife lost their second born, their daughter Bella, January of 2017. Jay and I were best friends from college. I was the best man in his wedding. He lived in my parents' house after we graduated from Bowdoin College. And 11 months after he and his family lost Bella, my family and I lost Lila. And I immediately had somebody that I could go to confide in, to talk about the complexities and the sadness around losing Lila and having her be stillborn. And he was at the 11-month mark of his grief and healing journey. So he really provided me perspective that I didn't know and couldn't imagine. And he was just an unbelievable resource for me. The two of us went to Bowdoin College, and it's a very small liberal arts school in Maine that has a very tight knit alumni community. And with Jay and I both living in Maine, other Bowdoin alumni who lived in Maine made us aware that a classmate of our sister, who was 2 years below us, she and her husband had had a stillborn daughter 7 months after we lost Lila. So Chris and his wife Sarah lost their daughter Izzy in July of 2018. The three of us started hanging out all the time together, talking, texting all the time, and realized that this dynamic the three of us had was so helpful and so powerful and so vital to our healing, to our grief journey. So thinking that with the power of the internet, we could have such a wide reach, and we could only imagine that there were other dads out there who didn't have the benefit of having somebody in their community that had also gone through it. So why don't we expand this through the power of the internet and try and reach as many dads as we can, so that there isn't anyone out there who doesn't have someone to go to. And so the three of us conceptualized Sad Dads Club and put the call out there on March 1st, 2022 via Instagram, and have since watched the community grow. It's obviously always heartbreaking to see more people join, but I think we've always talked about the only thing more heartbreaking would be knowing that it's going to continue to happen. The dads out there are going to lose children, and we want to make sure that every dad out there knows that there is a community of dads who have gone through the same thing or something similar, and that are here and ready to support them whenever they feel ready to engage with the Sad Dads Club.
Yeah, pregnancy and infant loss is such a common thing, and I think we're doing better at being able to talk about and communicate in many different ways about it. But I think the way that you're doing it is so unique because it's like it's an open communication. There's no expectations. You were saying earlier, like you can be kind of as involved as you want to be. You can go and do these virtual meetings and not say a word, and you can watch them and experience them and watch other people hear their stories, and but you don't have to put yourself out there if you don't want to. So it's a very welcoming community to be a part of. So I think I just keep saying I think that's amazing because I think it is. So
Thank you.
okay. Well, if followers wanted to get to know the organization better, what are the best ways to learn more?
I would say visit our website, where we always have our virtual offerings as well as our in-person engagement opportunities. And the website address is saddadsclub.com. And the other way would be to go to our Instagram site, and our handle there is sad.dads.club.
And follow, and so that way you get notifications.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Got to follow, got to get those notifs.
And then what's one other like-minded organization that you follow that has made a substantial impact on your mission and your heart?
Guys in Grief is a podcast that is hosted by three fellow bereaved fathers, lost dads, and they do amazing work. Brandon, Brad, and Brian, Triple B, as I lovingly refer to them, are fantastic, spectacular, kind, and sensitive. And they always have really insightful and thoughtful content in terms of what they choose to talk about, the guests that they invite on their show. And I'm not just saying that because they've had us on their show. There are other guests who are phenomenal and just are so, it's so illuminating to hear other perspectives and from other people, because they can uncover the way of looking at your grief in a way that you never considered, and that can be really helpful. So I would have to plug our dudes and Guys in Grief, our dudes at Guys in Grief, doing awesome stuff on the airwaves.
I have heard, I've listened to that. Actually, I listened to the Guys in Grief podcast with you on it. And it just what they're doing is also such a great resource to be able to connect with other dads and families that have experienced the same or similar path of what you have done. And kind of like you were saying, you don't realize it's a different way of looking at what you're going through, because I don't think nobody prepares you to go home empty handed, so all these
Right.
things that are available to us, um, it just shows you a different perspective.
Yeah.
Um, so is there anything else that you want to say about Sad Dads Club, or is there anything else you want to put in there?
Just a shout out to everybody who does engage with the Sad Dads Club. It is nothing but an idea that Jay, Chris, and I had, and it would have stayed an idea if there weren't willing dads who continually show up for one another day in and day out and allow themselves to be vulnerable, spend time and energy on supporting other dads. That's what this is all about. It's a community and it's about people continually showing up. And I am constantly wowed and in awe of how supportive and how incredibly kind and wise and wonderful the lost dads who engage with our community are. And that's what makes it what it is. It's not any one person, it's not any two or three people, it's the entire community. And I am in constant awe and amazed by and grateful for all the individuals that make up the Sad Dads Club. So I just want to shout each and every one of them out.
Well, as a lost mom and a part of a lost family, we appreciate the way that you advocate, and look forward to seeing all the great things that you do and will continue to do. And as I tell all of the followers from almost day one, um, I will leave you with: continue to go out there and do great things. Thank you so much for meeting. I really appreciate and I value your time immensely. Thank you.
Thank you so, so much.